I am so grateful to have my dear friend Amanda August from Grasshopper here to talk about everything that she's building, which is just incredible. If you don't know the story about Grasshopper, we'll rewind a little bit. So 4 years ago, COVID hits. You've got this business. It was doing more commercial work than residential, and COVID shut us down. And then what happened?
The money ran up real quick and everybody stopped paying. Everybody was holding on to their money because they didn't know if they were going to come across money again.
Yeah.
And so there was 20 grand left in the bank, as you know. And I decided to message some people. I messaged Victor. I messaged Dan, and I'm like, all these residential companies are growing and booming, and I'm like on fumes, right? So I messaged Dan about rebranding, and I was like, I don't want to change the name. I just changed the name. All I want is a nice refresh, a nice look, right?
Yeah.
And Dan essentially said in so many words, absolutely not. I'm not doing that with that name. So we can either change the name and rebrand, and this is the cost, or I wish you all the best. And I was like, forget this guy. So I tried, and we're trying to pivot into residential, and it wasn't working.
I actually personally came up with the name Grasshopper, but when I did it, I didn't know all the things about grasshoppers. I knew we wanted to think about the environment. I know that was an important theme that you had thought about. But then when we gave you the name, you researched and found out something really remarkable about grasshoppers.
They only move in a forward direction.
So the tagline that came out of that is forward is a way of life. And it wasn't just a catchy marketing tagline.
Right.
It was a mindset. So 4 years ago, we're on the brink.
Yep.
And where are we today? Just in terms of how many people now work for Grasshopper, not just Grasshopper Group, which is your other thing that you're doing, which we'll talk about, just Grasshopper itself. How many people now are there? And what's the revenue?
Yeah, we're approaching 150 million across, or 150 people across all Grasshopper Group.
Okay.
And we are sitting at 40 million as a platform right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
4 years.
4 years.
I met with my leadership coach, and when we launched Grasshopper, I put a bunch of words on the wall. There's Grasshopper spelled out, and every letter had a meaning, right? My leadership coach sits down and he's like, those are some really awesome words. Can you recite them back to me? And I was like, no. And he's like, you call them your values? And it was like a real stark reality check for me. And he's like, you're never going to grow if you don't have values that you guys make every single decision by here, that everybody's aligned with, and that everybody speaks and lives out every single day.
You're also just a great example of someone that has gone through the experience of having this amazing brand and recognizes the value, because a lot of people will say to us, they'll be like, oh my God, that's so much for, and they'll say for just the logo.
Yeah.
And I think, man, would Amanda have done what she accomplished if we hadn't done this, if we had just stayed with this PMA comfort? I'm sure you would have been successful, but I don't know that you would have been able to pull all the elements of what you've grown into without it.
I believe in kick charge and what you're doing so much that anybody who goes with another cheaper option, I just don't understand it. People are reinventing the wheel out there, which is great. All power to them. Competition is great, but really there is no competition for you. But I've paid for rebrands through you, right? And I don't know if anybody listening realized that you launched a bunch of pre-made brands, right?
Yeah, fully charged, they're called. Yep.
The fully charged brands, and I spent over $100,000 on one of those fully charged brands. And I didn't say, Dan, can you cut that price in half for me? Because I know what I paid. I'm like, I know the power of the branding. I know what it's going to do. I believe in it 100%. So I said, yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
A lot of people are really turned off by PE now.
Yeah.
And they're struggling as owners, but they don't want to give up everything for something that they don't even really truly believe at its core represents everything that they've spent their life building. So tell people a little bit about what Grasshopper Group is and really what they do and how it works.
I think that there's a lot of people that overcomplicate business, right? How do we get the lead? How do we book the lead? How do we convert the lead? How do we keep a customer for life? And how do we get the revenue? What we do is really not that complicated. We put people at the center of what we do. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, I mean, we are not partnering with people because their profitability is X percent, their EBITDA is X percent. their revenue is X%. I am partnering with the leader of that company. Is it a leader who's mission driven, who believes in people, who is somebody who chooses growth? That's the biggest piece, is that it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to get tested and you're going to wonder, can I even do this? And the beauty of Grasshopper Group is we've got a united mission statement across all locations. It's the same one that we have at Grasshopper that translates to any location we partner with. And it's, we create opportunities that change lives and lead people to make great decisions. And that is the mission statement that we live out every single day. Now with Grasshopper Group, the beauty is that I've taken my leadership team, which is my core group of people, and I've given them to the world essentially.
Right.
And we've centralized all call center and dispatching, not through a sense of it's through an outside call center where it's people are answering 10 different companies. Everyone's got their own dedicated CSRs and dispatchers that we train in-house that are responsible for the booking rates. But we also have eliminated the service manager position at every single location. Now, if somebody has a service manager at their location, we don't come in and say, you've got to go, you've got to go, you've got to go. We will always figure out, hey, Dan, what inspires you every day? What are you motivated by? What do you want to do? And if it's a matter of repurposing or using them to support, that's what we aim to do. We centralize and have control of sales at every location. When I say sales, I mean service calls, maintenance calls, sales calls, warranty calls. We've got somebody with them where they've got their own, each technician has their own head coach.
Awesome.
It's like this, it's a very foreign concept, but it's very Amanda.
But no, and that's exactly right. And I think that's, you're characterizing it as it being a foreign concept. And I almost feel like, well, shouldn't this be normal? Like, shouldn't this be how all this works, especially with the company that is saying that they're going to be your partner, but they're not really truly going to be your partner. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity that you gave me. You think about, we look at impact that we have, and sometimes we don't think of as much as the impact that we get back. And what you've done for us, for me personally, your friendship, it means so much to me. I just am so grateful that our paths crossed and we got the opportunity to work together.
They merged. They didn't cross.
They merged. That's right. That is true. And seeing what you've been able to accomplish, and knowing that we helped a little bit on that journey, and then thinking about the impact of those decisions and what that's trickled down to, and how many other people's lives have been affected by you and what you're building. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. So I just want to say thank you. And if anyone's thinking about doing anything with Grasshopper Group, just get with Amanda, have a conversation with her. I can't.
Only great people.
We're
only looking for great people.
Only great people apply. That I would say. But she is an amazing leader and just an amazing human, and I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for everything.